Jeopardy!
Hi, I'm Meredith Jacobs with TV Insider, and I'm here with author, physician, TV show host, and the next guest host of Jeopardy, Dr. Oz. So how were you approached about doing this, and what factored into you saying yes?
Mike Richards, who's an incredibly talented executive producer of Jeopardy, reached out. And I didn't have to even pass go, collect $200 or think about it for more than a second. It was instantaneous to respond affirmatively. I'm a huge fan of the show. I became close, actually, to Alex Trebek over my career in television, and not just because I used to play the game as a younger adult with my kids, but also because I respected what he was able to do as a host of the show. And I would sit backstage with him and then watch him walk out there and marvel at how he made it look easy, which, by the way, it is not. I can attest to you, having hosted the show 10 times now, that it's a bit of a challenge and you need a little training.
So speaking of that, did you keep anything in mind from watching Alex host when you stepped onto the set?
Most important message that I ever got watching Alex was that you needed to make the contestants feel comfortable. They're already nervous. It's a ramped up, high intensity environment. And if the host makes it worse by being nervous themselves or feeling like they're out of control, and it makes the whole thing go off the rails. So Alex had a very calming demeanor. That was his personality anyway. But there's a seriousness to it too. There's a gravitas to this great show. You've got to get the answers right in a very timely way and then move on to the next question. And it's that consistency that will make you a champion. And that's exactly what Alex delivered as the host. He gave you a chance to shine. He always made sure the show wasn't about him. It was about the culture of Jeopardy, about the people who made those questions.
So what was it like stepping onto the set as a guest host for the first time?
When you walk into that iconic set, it's almost eerie. You have to pinch yourself. It doesn't feel right. First, Alex should be doing it, but also you don't think you're in the right spot at the right time. But the team was so good at making me feel comfortable about the guts of the show, about what needed to happen for the program to proceed correctly, that it made me very comfortable. And I began to focus more on the joy that the game gives, not just me, but everyone watching at home. In fact, I get caught up in the game sometimes and listen to the answer and say, oh, it's so cool. He got the right answer, without realizing I've got to say correct and move on. And I think that was part of the learning curve early on as I began moving from playing the game along with the contestants, like I have so many times on television with all of the rest of America, to actually having the responsibility Alex absorbed of hosting the program, making it flow.
And what went into choosing the charity that the donations are going to be made to at the end of your guest hosting gig?
Well, thanks for bringing up the donations, because one of the things that Jeopardy did was to match the winnings of each game with a cash donation to a charity of my choice. I picked Health Corps, a charity that my wife and I have been passionate about for almost 20 years. We raised about $100 million with Health Corps to, just like the Peace Corps, take young college grads, teach them about things that matter, and put them out there in the field to do good.
Dr. Oz, thank you so much for joining me today. And everyone, be sure to catch Jeopardy weekdays and go to TVinsider.com for everything about television.